You're listening to the Life of Lozo podcast.
We are live here at Life of Lozo.
He is the funniest, smartest, sexiest guy I
know. Lozo is now live.
Yo, on this episode, we review the latest Royce da 5'9" album, The Book of Ryan. I welcome Casper the Ghost, a.k.a. Kasama Bin Rappin', and Oscar Baca on Facebook Live, and we discuss beats, rhymes, and hip-hop. Thank you to our sponsors, Safety Studios, The Taylor Shop Inc., 03 Productions, A. Charles Photos, The Beat Brigade, Ron Designs Clothing, Ronz Guitars, The Music Experience, Custom Shirts and more, The Art of Kyle Willis, and of course, Jack's Nutrition. Let's go.
Yo, Life of Lozo podcast live here, 11 o'clock at night Eastern Standard Time. We are doing something, as I promised a couple of weeks back. We're doing some more live album reviews. Tonight's topic of conversation is Royce da 5'9", Book of Ryan, something that came out recently. Had a chance to listen to it a few times. Got a couple of people to pop on the show. We're going to talk about it. But first and foremost, thank you, everybody who has been following and listening to Life of Lozo podcast and supporting. Thank you, everybody, for the messages, the DMs, the tweets, the Instagram comments, the hashtags about doing more of these shows and bringing more people on from all over the country. Shouts out real quick. Cognac and Roses. You can't see the logo here. Rocking it, right? I got greatness on my mind, yeah. Representing Orlando, man. Local artists, R&B. Dope production. Shouts to Vic, my man, for hooking it up on the shirt and everything. And Rose Fest is coming up. I believe it is May 25th. It's a Friday night here in Orlando. So come out, support some local artists and everything. But that's what's going down. So without further ado, Royce da 5'9", Book of Ryan. I got to bring up to the stage on the show for the first time ever, CT Ghost, Kasama Bin Rappin'. What's up, fam?
What's poppin', man?
We finally made it happen, dog.
What year is it? 2001?
Exactly. 1998. That's what year it is, dude. Yeah, dog. Welcome to the show, man. We tried to do this last time, and we ran into a couple of different situations, but now we're on it cracking, dog.
Yeah, man, I called the Geek Squad, so they over here right now.
They got it up and running?
Cables. Yeah, they had to dig a new cable out in the backyard.
Yeah. Well, man, it's a long time coming, man. We got some people. Let's see, we got my boy Jagger popping on. I know my boy Jagger wants to watch the show, but he's watching the previews for Avengers right now. So he might have to pop off. Look, Joey Mapes is representing Ghost Bomber. Yep. Is that Dano Rich? Somebody else popping on right quick.
What's good, fam?
Yeah, man. So let's just jump right into it, dude. Like let's go on. Like you hit me on this. It's been all over your Facebook. You've been talking about this album. So let's get some convo started. Then we'll start bringing some more people up onto the show.
First of all, man, I want to say F you to Frontier Airlines, which made me so late getting to the D that I couldn't go to the listening party for the album.
Yeah.
And a little meet and greet and whatnot. So I flew to Detroit in order to go to Detroit, which was okay, but come on.
Yeah, come on, man. Frontier, dog. Come on, dog.
Man, shouldn't have done it, budget air. We never even took off, man. We just drove the whole way.
It literally from Philly to Detroit, just on the freeway?
Just on 80, 90.
Yeah, but they bumped the routes the whole way there.
Yeah, so yeah. Bernard is a cool ass pilot, though. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bernard. Only dude that can parallel park a jet. But anyways, man. I mean, if we're just gonna start going in on this album, I'll tell you right now, my favorite song on there is the first actual track, "Woke."
Yes.
That's the Royce that is the reason why he's every other rapper's favorite rapper and why no one has ever tried to test him. I mean, that's just skills. You know, I just like raps. I like rappers who just keep rapping. But I mean, obviously, this album is mad personal compared to anything else he's ever done. I mean, I don't know if a lot of artists ever really get this personal. So it's damn near like therapy is what he should have named the Book of Ryan, aka Therapy, pretty much. Yeah. But I mean, it's dope, and I think it was a good idea, even if it wasn't a concept on purpose for this reason. But that makes fans feel like they know you. You know what I mean? It's like he's telling them real stories about his real life, like getting deep into it about his family. Like, and you know, that's exactly what certain fans want, man, is act like, you know, I know everything about this dude, like it's, you know, their boy or whatever. So, yeah, you know, kudos on that one, even though I don't think it was like a scheme to sell albums. I just think it's what he did. But
and for him, so this was his 7th studio album. And I mean, this is his own label, so he dropped this as an independent artist, and he's got everybody from M on there, J. Cole on there, Pusha T on there, Jadakiss on there, Fabulous on there, T-Pain's on there, Logic's on there, spitting a little something about that too. But I agree with you, man. I think collectively as an album, what I always like to see is like self-reflection. I like to see like real kind of like stories and emotion. I like to see the kind of the intent around like how are you maturing as an artist and how are you taking the skill of like the boom bap, spit hot fire, like, you know, like lyrical content, but then apply it to like, you know, telling your story, saying what's going on, or helping to either guide people, you know, and other artists, you know, down the path of hip hop. So like for me, you know, like we've talked about before, it's like our favorite Royce stuff is typically his mixtapes, because he kind of like, it's free flow and it's freedom and he's doing whatever he wants to do. And I think when he's in that mode, you know, he brings it hard. But for me, man, I know he put some work in on this album, and you can tell like from the get, from Woke all the way through, it's real content.
Yeah, I don't think he leaves the studio.
Yeah,
I mean, he got his own studio. I don't think he's ever left. He probably sleeps there, man. Like, and you can tell, like he's been working hard since day one.
Yeah. What's let me ask you then. So with Woke kind of being the jump off on the album for you, when it comes to like, you know, I have a couple categories that I look at when I rate these albums, right? I look at the theme of the album, I look at the lyrics of the album, I look at production, I look at replay value, and I look at overall ranking. So for you, you know, what was it for you in listening to this album that you felt the most strong about in regards to like, you know, you being a fan of this work, or you feeling this whole album?
What do I think was the strongest point of the album?
Yeah, like to you, like outside of my categories, even like in your own mind, like what do you feel was the strongest piece of this album?
I think just like, I don't know if it's the strongest, but I think just a smart move was how he incorporated his whole family into it. Because like, I mean, quite frankly, your whole steez outside of like a gimmick artist or a one-hit wonder artist is like where you came from and, you know, how you came up basically. So, you know, like shining that light on who he is. I mean, if everyone, you know, wants to yell out keeping it real, I mean, he kept it all the way 100 on this shit because it's his actual life. You know, there's no real embellishments. Like everybody tells fish stories and raps all the time, but like he just literally wrote an autobiography in song form.
Yeah.
And all the skits in there, like normally I hate skits, you know, because I'm trying to get back to the raps. But I mean, I think he did a good job with placing them, you know, not back to back, and he set up songs well as, you know, things that you can't really put in song form or whatever. Especially when he's talking about his brother, you know, the little basketball court riff they had, and his brother going to prison over that shit. That was pretty dope.
Yeah. Sadly,
I mean, for the right reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got my boy Oscar. He's repping up. He's also here in the lobby. Let me pull him up real quick. I know he just started
listening to the album. I want to get a couple of his thoughts as well. We're gonna bring a third party. What's up, O? What's going on, Oscar?
What's up? What's up, guys?
Yo.
Yeah, I see it, right? I know he got a D hat on too, man. You got to represent, dog. That's what goes on at the Life of Lozo podcast. So like you've been sitting in the lobby listening to us chop it up so far. So what have you heard so far? What are your initial thoughts on the album? What are you thinking about it right now?
I'm loving it, man. Again, it's the first day I've been listening to it, and some of the songs are flowing. Obviously, Caterpillar is probably one of the most heard out there, I guess I would say. But cocaine, I don't know, man. It's got some heat on there. But again, you were saying this is his 7th album on his independent record label. Man, just incredible what he can do. Like you said, on his own label with as many that he's done on the record, man. Like I was reading one of the reviews, his coming of age album, it seems like. But yeah, straight up heat, man. I'm loving it so far.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. And like, so when it comes to this album, and like what Casper and I were talking about with some of like the mixtapes, some of his older albums, when you said cocaine, that was something that Casper and I were talking a little bit about earlier before we started the show. But that seems to be kind of like the runaway track. So like, what about that song for you was the thing that really kind of like got you hype on it?
I mean, the beat, overall flow. I mean, it's something you can listen to. Man, I'm old school, man. Old hip hop. I go back in the day where you can just roll the windows down and just raise the volume as high as you can, man. And hope the cops don't see you. But flowing like that and just the beat overall, man, it's addictive. So yeah. I'm feeling cocaine a lot.
Nice. Casper, in your regards, I know we talked about woke and everything, but kind of what are your feelings on cocaine? What is that track for you?
I mean, that track is. I mean, it's very personal for him. I mean, I definitely feel him. I'm not going to go into the details of why that track is kind of personal to me too, but it's dope. And the fact that like he been singing here and there, but I think the masses just haven't really noticed that he can probably be like the 5th Boys to Men member if need be. If someone has laryngitis, he might be able to step in real quick.
Yeah.
But I mean, with that sing-songy flow, like he don't switch the lyrics up, like, so it's just funny to hear, kind of a rougher track that's so smoothed out. It's like a hyperbole. Yeah. Let me look that up real quick, that word, but I believe that's what it is. That shit's getting a ton of radio play, I guess. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that radio existed, but I guess it still does. And they're playing that track on the radio, so
yeah.
Good job, Nickel.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal, dog. It's kind of crazy to think about like his career and everything that's happened since then, and kind of where he is now, and like the fact that there was the point where him and M were talking. There was a lot of issues there. The fact that he was kind of going through his own addiction elements, kind of was like anti-everybody, and then linked up with Premier, and we were all like, finally, like this is gonna be his thing, because like Royce and Primo, and then it kind of to use the pun, actually, like boom, like it kind of exploded, but then it kind of fell back a little bit. Then he connected back with M, and M gave him some, and it's all documented. He gave him some real, like, kind of get your shit together and like go do you. And then he kind of gave it back to M of like, well, then you need to sober up. And then M, then you need to sober up. And now all of a sudden here we are, after them coming together, after the Prime stuff, after Slaughterhouse, and now you've got Royce getting radio play, and then M hopping on one of Royce's tracks, and Caterpillar. Like it's just crazy where we are today, from how long they've been in the game, and from all the ups and downs and the roller coasters of their careers. Like that's just crazy to me. It's nice. Like I'm happy. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think Royce gonna start bringing out a whole, like, I don't know, an immense population of over 40 cats that are going to try to start their rap career now. Because, I mean, he definitely has gotten better with time, where a lot of your, favorite rappers sort of start to fall off or finally have a comeback. Like, I think pretty much he's gotten more solid with each album.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, no, I agree. So from a theme standpoint, for me, and I'll get to kind of the ratings at the end of the show, but like the maturity, the honesty, him being reflective, the kind of the creative elements of some of the songs and the concepts, I was really happy with the theme overall, just listening to the entire album. But next, I want to talk about lyrics. So, like, Oscar, of everything that you've heard, Cocaine and some of the other parts of the album, being an old school hip hop cat, like, what to you? What did you feel about the lyrics so far? How do you? Was there anything that caught your ear? Was there any, like, whether it's the flow or the patterns or the words themselves? Anything top of mind for you in regards to lyrics on this album?
I gotta say, he reminds me a little bit of Mos Def. He's got that flow where he's almost like cryptic about his rhymes, and somehow he just puts it together. And like I said, first time hearing them, honestly, I've heard of Royce 5'9" in the past, but never really got into it. And man, let me just say again, first time hearing them on this CD, so I might have to go back and backtrack on that. But definitely, what got me was the flow that he raps, and not this new style of music that we're hearing. It's refreshing. It's refreshing, honestly. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think he spit hot fire. Ghost. And so Joey Mapes is still on. He says Eminem's Anderson Silva analogy was a mind blower. And he also says, let's see here, everybody's popping in now. He goes, it's very apparent Royce is sober, laser focused. Fat Joe's on. He says, what up, what up? My boy Khalil's on. He says, what up? Is it Dano or Dano? Dano says he agrees with Mapes. This is a sober focused Royce. He's talking about Caterpillar. Khalil says Royce is a wizard with patterns. He starts the rhymes and ends them way later.
Yeah, he do. He's all over with that.
Unreal Bars. Cuddy's on. He said, what up, fellas? Sickness Records in the house.
It is 1998, isn't it?
1998 is alive and well. Michigan 98, bro. So talk to me about lyrics. I got some thoughts on lyrics. I got some quotes from the album that I want to read off, but give me your total thoughts on lyrics.
I mean, you can't be 100% like super rapper when you're making an album like this. Like, not that the lyrics aren't dope, but I mean, you can't just go metaphor after metaphor, Chino XL style when, you're doing the book of your life. So, like, honestly, the fact that he could keep all these like introspective and kind of storytelling songs still like coming with that fire, like, I'm kind of surprised. Like, not anyone or just anyone could do that. And on that Caterpillar track, the Eminem version, everybody that has said something to me about it has basically said, oh, Eminem can rap again. I think people be forgetting, like, just because he makes like a weird sounding album or a track you don't like he's still not to be tested.
Yeah.
So and he had them. I don't really know how else to explain it other than all those poop bars. He had like a poop double entendre times 10 at the end of Caterpillar, where he's saying like I drop is number twos, whoop, whoop, like, and it came all the way around to saying bars to saloons and bar stools or whatever. Like, obviously I don't have every song memorized yet, but I mean, that dude, like, if somebody inspired him, it was definitely Royce,
Oh yeah, well, it's either Royce or what I feel is Dylon, and Dylon, because that's the only other person that can spit hot fire like that. I would tell you personally, for me, there's a couple of like crazy lines on the album that I had to pull out. One of them is from Bob Boat. where he says, "That's when paranoia hit me like when superstition does. Left my inhibitions, I guess, where my supervision was." Like, that's just sick ass wordplay, and like leaving it at home. Like, that's crazy to me. Power, obviously, crazy real stories from his family. And then in Stay Woke, which I know is your favorite, song on there.
Actually, Woke is my favorite, but Stay Woke.
Stay Woke. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Too.
Yeah,
And
Stay Woke for me. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just think it's dope that he did that. Like, I don't even know if people are really catching that. It sounds repetitive, but I mean, he started off with Woke and he ended off with Stay Woke, basically, and then that T-Pain track was after it, and then obviously the Logic pseudo remix. But I mean, he basically said, I woke up at the start and stay woke at the end. I thought that was, but I think he was saying more than people probably noticed.
Oh, dude, he was saying a lot. Like I totally agree. The theme of it and what he tucked away into this album and like what he was saying specifically in Stay Woke, man. Like, I'm fly as a dive in the sky in a harness. Anyone alive sleeping on me could die in pajamas. Police call me a threat to society, though I am a promise. I am one of one. Like I'd say Isaiah Thomas. Like the whole, you can't fathom thinking deep enough to sink the abyss. You think you Pac, I'm thinking of sinking your Demetrius ship. Only thing that I can't fathom is why the preacher is rich, how to think in moderation and turn a drink to a sip. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. Like, just the patterns, the schemes, the amount of lyrics in there are ridiculous. Like, it's one of those, like, it's one of those albums, again, where you hear it, you got to go back and listen another time. And then you got to listen a third time. Then you got to go Google the damn lyrics. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, probably the first bar that like slapped me in the face the first time I heard it was that where he said, like, I'm the best rapper out this bitch, except the catch is that I'm in this hoe or something like that.
Yeah.
And about him being sober, honestly, like, I think for the average person, he really didn't show it before. I mean, he never was lacking skill-wise. He wasn't out acting reckless or going, super dumb with it. I mean, once he said, like, how much of an alcoholic he was, it kind of blew my mind, because I'm like, how did you function all that time, like, and be that dope? Yeah. I mean, he basically made it sound like he was drinking like a half gallon a day. Right. And like some drinking that would have your liver just straight dead in a year. So, I mean, if you're that dope, drunk as hell, like, how dope are you about to become on the next few albums? Yeah. NASA's gonna have to fucking put out his next album. That shit's gonna be straight space age.
Let's talk about production. Let's talk a little bit about production. So, Oscar, old school head, production on the album. I know you kind of mentioned from a lyrical content standpoint, you enjoyed the fact that he's got real lyrics and not kind of what we've been hearing. One of the things that I have enjoyed on some of this newer music out there is that there's been some pretty dope ass production that I kind of like hearing. Some it's kind of clean, it's bass heavy. But from a production standpoint, what do you think about the album so far?
Again, man, it's something that I've been off of hip hop probably for the better of 5 years. Unfortunately, it just got too mumble rappers, mainstream and all that stuff. And I'm sorry, man, I'm just a real hip hop guy and just loved old school hip hop, man. And like I said, this guy brings it back to me. I feel like I'm, I gotta listen to this. And then honestly, I think I'm gonna be bumping this for the next week. I gotta listen to the whole tracks over and over again. But I got I'm on almost at the last track, but I'm listening to the track with T-Pain, first of the month. Yeah. Filming right now too as well. So overall, man, not sure who actually produced it, but and some good stuff.
Yeah, I want to say I was looking at that earlier. The one with T-Pain is it sounds funny. Key Wayne. T-Pain was produced by Keyway.
All right.
Yeah, but he's done a bunch of production from like any major artist that's out right now. But the lion's share of the album is Mr. Porter, which is not a surprise to anybody from Detroit or that's followed Royce or Slaughterhouse or anybody. But one of the things that people don't actually know about Mr. Porter was that that's con artists from D12.
People don't know that for real?
No, like people don't know that. Like the amount of people that I've talked to that'd be like, they hear that Mr. Porter beats, like they don't realize that that's con artists, like from D12. Like I'm like, that's why he's on all of this Detroit stuff, and specifically why he's done a lot of stuff with Royce. But like he continues to like knock shit out of the park. Like he continues to evolve his beats, what he works on. Like I was really happy with a lot of the production on the album. But I'm a Mr. Porter fan though. He's got some dope ass production chops.
Yeah, love it, man. Absolutely. Like I said, I can't wait to listen to the rest of it and believe it. Be bumping it. Hope I don't get pulled over with a little citation for loud music. But
old Master Ace style.
I'm feeling that one too, man.
Yep. And then S1 that people don't know from Kanye West production team. He signed with Kanye. He did a couple tracks on the album, and Boy Wonder did a song on the album as well. But production-wise, Ghost, what are you thinking on production on this thing?
I mean, it's dope. I mean, there's a lot of beats that are kind of different because, the way you can't necessarily describe some of the songs, it's hip hop and they are rap songs, but, like more down tempo and kind of slow. That Woke track, that's what slapped me at first before even, hearing the lyrics, is that beat is so dope. Dumb. That track that got Boogie on it, which is a ill-ass track. That's one of my more favorite beats. I thought Bob Lobo was pretty dope, too.
Yeah.
Especially for that song. It fits that song perfect. Like, he didn't rap the wrong lyrics on that beat. You know what I mean? Like, that shit, that fits like a glove. Summer on Lock, too, it's pretty kind of I wouldn't say a simple beat, but, it's more just a regular hip-hop beat. That's killing. And I mean, that's a tough one because you got three of the most heavy hitters on there, and not to take anything away from Pusha T, I'm just saying Jadakiss and Fabulous are known to go on someone else's track and murder the entire album. Yeah. So, and I thought Fab came with it on that real hard. So did Jada. I mean, Jadakiss is like got the Midas touch. Yeah. I think with that greasy ass voice, he could say anything. He could talk backwards. He would be like, "Man, that Jadakiss verse was hard. Did you understand it? Where he's speaking in tongues and shit." But that track, dope. I mean, you just got four other. I like that he didn't grab a bunch of young bucks. Not that different, age groups can't make songs together, but he got all. His peers on one song like that. I thought that was a wise choice. Because, I mean, there's just different generations of hip-hop fans nowadays. It's not just the old heads and the young dudes. I mean, there's a super spread of ages.
Yep, absolutely.
15 to 55, you know what I mean? So...
Mm-hmm. Styles just popped on. Styles, he says that transition from the intro to Woke is dope.
Yeah. He ain't lying.
Right, exactly.
I don't think OG Matt B has ever lied to me. So
ever in the history of the world.
And he's my dad, so he's my father.
Totally, man. So let's talk about Joey Mapes is got a dissertation here on the full production of the album because he can do that.
Oh yeah, true.
Completely. And then he also let's see here, he's got a long one here, so he covers all up. Joey Mapes, a savage still, the tracks of Banana Peel attacking the silverback gorilla. You're having a little trouble fathoming this is actually happening. Like Anderson Silva back when he snapped his shit in half and then had the shit hanging by a flap of skin. After he tried to plant the shit back on the mat again, OG Eminem was very refreshing. That was M killed it. We've always known M could kill it, and you give him a dope ass beat and you throw him on there with Royce on anything they've ever done, he's gonna murder it in every single way possible. Oscar popped off. I think his internet may have gone down. He was talking too real hip hop. That's what happened.
I mean, that excerpt from that M verse just proves why, like, Benzino, Cannabis, and Nick Cannon are the only people dumb enough to ever go at him. Because, I mean, he ends career on accident. So
exactly. Let's talk replay value. So, what's your replay value on this album?
Definitely. Are we going out of 10? Because it's a 10.
We got to do 5s because that's how we grew up. Everything's 1 out of 5.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you mature into 10s or you. No, it's definitely a high 5 for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when Bob Lobo came out, I played that the fuck out, and then he let Stay Woke and I think Dumb leaked early to boot. I mean, I played them songs the hell out for sure, and they're still dope. I don't skip them when I listen to the whole album. So,
yep.
I mean, that's definitely a listen in the car every time I'm in the car, which is every day. Like, that's all I've been listening to. That and that Styles P.
Yeah. Nice. All right, so let's run through then. So as we normally do, so 1 out of 5. So we're going to start with the theme of the album, and I had to eliminate this because I had a bad habit of doing like half-ass scores, like 3.5, 4.5. So it's 1 through 5, solid numbers. So when it comes to the theme of the album, what's your ranking 1 through 5?
I mean, I got to give that a 5 because if the theme is the book of your life, I mean, I don't know how much better he could have stuck to it other than just, old VHS tapes of his like 5th grade, school performances. So cool. That's got to be a 5.
Okay, I gave a 4.5, but now I have to round up to a 5 because, like I said, I'm a jerk that way. So I say, so from a theme standpoint, I'm with you on that. We're at a 5. All right. What about the lyrics overall? 1 through 5 on the lyrics.
4. I'll give him a 4, only because he ruined lyricism with all the Bar Exam mixtapes, especially that last Bar Exam 4. I mean, that's a 6 out of 5. So he made up for it on that. And I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the album, but for me, just getting smacked in the face with metaphor after metaphor, 4, definitely 4.
Okay, so 4 stars on lyrics. All right, let's talk production.
Where are you at on the lyrics, though?
Oh no, I'm with you. I'm on a 4. Sorry. Yes, I'm on a 4 with you as well. Yep, 100%. Yeah, I agree. I like dope shit in there. Dope storytelling, good songwriting. I didn't get a bad meets evil verse, which like I need to have some anger and I need to have some like I'm going at somebody's neck. Like I need that to get a 5 out of 5, man. I need to just give me 1. Give me 1. I'm pissed off at somebody and I'm going to go at them. Like then I would have been a 5 out of 5, but I'm with you on a 4 out of 5 from a lyric standpoint. All right, let's talk. What about production? What you got for production?
I'd give that a 4 as well. I mean, I'm just a boom bap hip hop head, so not that I didn't like any of the beats on there, but I mean, I didn't snap my neck in half on every single track. Yep. Which would be the only way to give it a 5, but it's solid as hell.
Yep, not completely agree. I'm the same exact boat. I like a good album. It was clean. It was tight. Like there was a little bit of variation in the beats, which I'm okay with nowadays. I think it's good for to flex a little bit on some shit. But like even we were talking about, and spoiler alert, if we talk about J. Cole in the future, if it gets a little too far away from who you are, that can make it a little bit awkward. But I agree. I say 4 out of 5 as well on the production. Good songs, good music, some good replay value. I would have loved to have a little bit more boom bap, just because I know what he can do with Premier. Like what I'm saying, we've heard it, we know how dope that is, and when it comes to just like the heads, like that's what I would love to see or to hear.
And on all his previous albums, that Premier track was the one he was waiting for.
Exactly. Every one of them. Yep. All right. How about replay value? 4 to 5. Or I'm sorry. 1 through 5. Replay value.
5. We set it off with replay value, so I'm definitely on a 5 with that. Yeah.
Cool. Yep. I agree. Especially because of the content too. The production's good. The theme overall is dope. But like when you start digging into the lyrics and the content, and like a lot of these, Joey says the song with no drums though. You know, Joey's gonna get mad. Joey listens to that song at the same time he's hitting the pads on his MPC.
I'm surprised he didn't already put a remix up.
Right, exactly. Right. Joey's gonna add drums and then redrop it on SoundCloud. Okay, awesome. And then all right. So overall, hit it. This is the final score. Overall, 1 through 5. Royce to 5'9", The Book of Ryan.
I'm not supposed to do the math, and is this is this an 8th grade math question?
It's
we
standard.
Take all the numbers and then divide them by the amount of numbers.
It's standard deviation included as well. Yeah.
Because I feel like it might have come out to be a 4.5, and we're not allowed to have that, and I wasn't going to get in trouble.
No,
I guess it's a 5 then.
All right. The Ghost gives him a 5. I have a hard time debating that, but I will a little bit. I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I don't know that I could say it's a Life of Lozo classic. I'm still waiting for that. I haven't gotten one yet where I'm like, it's gotta be out of control for me to be a 5 out of 5. But I can respect a 5 out of 5 because he put a lot of work in, and it sounds good, and the lyrics are right, the features are good. I can't necessarily argue with that, but I will a little bit say I think it's a 4 out of 5.
No doubt.
Yep. And any last minute thoughts at all in regards to the album? What you're looking forward to? What else you'd love to hear or see? What maybe you'd like to hear in a remix or or something like that?
I don't think so, man. I really hadn't given that any thought, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just a couple more visuals. I mean, I think it's dope. He wasn't necessarily a huge video guy in the past. So, they got a couple visuals for this. Just keep going, man. Keep making grown man raps. Him and Primo, I assume they're going to continue to drop Ryan shit, and him and M, I'm sure, are gonna sneak out another Bad Meets Evil. Yep. Platinum plaque. I feel like Royce is probably the only platinum plaque holder that so many people don't know who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Matt Styles says, I agree with 4 out of 5. Thank you, Matt. Joey Mapes says Lil Xan is 5 out of 5. I'm going to hit Joey with the hot garbage. Hot garbage. Flaming hot garbage. Lil Xan, 5 out of 5. Get out of here, Joey.
I mean, Mapes, he hasn't slept in 5 months. So.
I know, right? This Gucci gang. I know. Mapes, you got a 4 or 5 month old baby, man. You got an infant at the house, man. I get it, dog. I get it, man. You start seeing things at that point of life, man. You can't hear stuff correctly.
Maybe these are artists that he puts the baby to sleep with.
That's what I put myself to sleep with when I want to bang my head into a brick wall to go to sleep.
Facts.
All right, man. Hey, dude, thanks for popping on. I'm glad we got it all worked out from a technical standpoint. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep this up. We're going to keep on pulling up some of these hip-hop albums and have some more convo. And I expect all these dudes that popped on tonight, Khalil, Dano, Joey, Matt Styles, man, a bunch of people on here. Fat Joe, that's all. Man, everybody's on here. Jaggin, when you're not watching the Avengers movie. Spoiler alert. Half snap fingers. It's all game over. But we're gonna get all you guys on the show. We're gonna keep doing this. So as you guys hear some new music and some dope ass albums, man, hit me up. We'll get this going and we'll keep this thing hopping, man. So check out lifeoflozo.com. Listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, everywhere else. And CT Ghost, bro. Thanks, man.
No doubt, man.
We're gonna keep it up, y'all. All right, we out here. Life of Lozo. Peace.
The Life of Lozo podcast is brought to you by Stay Tuned Studios, SDS Podcast, The Taylor Shop Inc., 03 Productions, The Beat Brigade, Ryan Designs Clothing, Ronz World Guitars, The Music Experience, Custom Shirts and more, Local Goods Market, The Art of Kyle Willis, The Josh Saman MMA Foundation, and of course, Jack's Nutrition. If you enjoy the show, please share, like, and tell everybody about it. And definitely give me a shout out or let me know if you got any local artists or independent artists. We are working on our upcoming Face Off show and would love to talk to them. All right, peace.